Hello, it's me back again. Twice in one day, eh? So I'm going to do Cece's food today to show you what I do. Now I just was thinking about it. And Janine, back again. all things, description in my bio. Yeah, but today it's going to be Cece's food because I've decided that I'm going to make her food myself because of her allergies to try and help her. So I did say it costs about, excuse me here, I haven't washed it. I did say it cost me between £10 and £12 a week. Well, it doesn't actually, because I worked it out. It's about £7 a week, so £1 a day, £8 a week at a push. So I get the salmon from Farm Foods. You get 2 bags for £15, and there's 10 pieces in each bag. So that's 20 days worth. So that works out at 75p a day. This veg is £1 from Farm Foods. I think you can get it on offer. I can't remember the full price, but it's about £1. And then that's 7 days worth because that's 700 grams. So, and I also give her some flax seeds, some chia seeds, some extra virgin olive oil, tiny bit of peanut butter. What else does she have? Some turmeric and a bit of Greek yogurt. And she might have a bit of rocket, bit of green beans, and she'll have some fruit as well. These frozen strawberries, they are often on 3 for 2 in Sainsbury's. They're their own make ones, the frozen. That is, you do the big ones on 3 for 2, which is a better offer. But they are also on 3 for 2, but they are cheaper. So she'll have some of them as well, and she'll have some blueberries as well in the mix. So I reckon £1 a day. So £7 a week, £8 a week tops. Now I appreciate that not everyone can afford to. Sorry, I'm slobbering. It's the codeine in my body. If you don't know and you're just watching first time, I've just recently on Tuesday, today, Saturday, I've had my implants taken out. So I'm a little bit woo-woo because I'm on strong painkillers. But I will often as well, because I have a lot of fruits and vegetables, just look at what I've got in the fridge. So if you've got stuff that you need to use up, do you know what I mean? You can use that as well. The frozen mix is good to have in, because it's there in the freezer, isn't it, for you to have. But like them strawberries, I have them myself. I eat them myself. She doesn't like celery. I give her carrots. There are snacks. I will, as time goes on, think about making her own snacks, but at this moment in time that's not something I've looked into. However, a carrot will suffice. I feed her once a day. She might have the odd carrot in the day, a piece of carrot or a bit of cucumber if I'm making a butty, but mainly a main meal is once a day at 5 o'clock, and that's to give her the chance for me to try and heal her gut. Cece has a lot of allergies. We know it's grass and pollen, but we don't know whether it's the food. We know it's chicken because she's like scratches like mad if she has anything with chicken in. So what I'm trying to do is give her a human diet essentially to see whether that can heal her gut and help with the allergies she's got. While we know that a lot of foods focus on, it'll say fish, hypoallergenic, grain-free, And when you look at the main ingredients, it will say animal derivatives. And Rohan, my vet, said to me, the main one that they will use is chicken because it's the cheapest, which is fine, it's fine. But I've tried every food known to man and none of it works. Now, I'm not going to say this is going to work. It might not, it might help. But what my vet said is it can't do her any harm. And to have a calm gut will help towards a skin allergy. So that's the aim today. Now I do appreciate I have the time on my hands. I live on my own. My kids are grown up. I've got one grandson who's 8 months old, and I'm just about to start in August working part-time. I'm taking partial retirement, so I've only got me to think about. Very fortunate, what once used to be a curse has now become a pleasure, because when I first was on my own many years ago, I didn't like it. Now I love it. I like being on my own. I like being single. I'm not single because I've got loads of people in my life. I just don't have a partner. I've got a companion and she's my CC. Loads of friends, loads of family, and I'm very, very happy. So, main focus is to try and get a gut going. And if you've watched me, since October 2023, I've been on my own life journey, and I also have worked on focusing on getting my gut to where it should be, and that is by cutting out processed and ultra processed foods and sugar. I don't not have them all the time, but that's my main focus, and I feel it helps my gut. I've just had an operation. I'm 54. I feel like my recovery has been better because I do look after my body. Have I always looked after my body? No, I have not. So, but any time in life is a good time to take stock and do a ready reckoner on yourself and say, right, what can I do? I'm not getting any younger. I'm going to be 55 in August. So, yeah. That's how it worked for me, and it all started off with me going into therapy in October 2023, and then me giving up drinking alcohol in day after Boxing Day 2023, and then looking at what I eated because I was overweight, emotionally overweight, so I looked at that. Do I fall off the wagon? Could. I don't with me drink. I don't drink anymore, don't drink. Get a nice bottle of Zero Secco from Aldi, absolutely delicious. Do I fall off the wagon sometimes with my health eating? Of course I do. I'm only human, aren't I? But I try, and I'm always very honest and open about that. But I want to look after my gut and I want to look after my body. And I do feel that because I am in good health, that my healing journey will be better for me having these implants out. Haven't had an uplift, haven't had any implants put back in. The reason they were taken out is because they had leaked into my body. Although prior to me finding that out, I was considering getting them removed. But I can say now, fundamentally, best thing I've ever done. Well, I've done loads of good things, but one of the best things. And this top, if you've watched my videos, you'll have seen me in this before. And just look at the difference in it. Normally you can see my belly is on show normally, but it's got more space. Love this top, got it from the charity shop. It's a little River Island number. If you know, most of my clothes shopping is done in charity shops, but yeah, it's a sweet little top. It's not as warm today, so I've got this on. I've got my little 2 bra tops on, my compression bra and another bra underneath. And that's because that one goes lower, so that's just sitting over me incisions there, nice and flush, and this one is the one that presses my boobs right in. So that's that. I think that's everything covered, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh a food out. I do a 4 days at a time, and then every 4 days I make her meals. She's asleep on the bed, Cece, at the moment. I've just done a get ready, haven't I? So I'm going to get this done. I do all my prepping. I do it in the microwave. So what I'm going to weigh out is 400 grams. So I've put my little bowl. I can't get my little... I normally have a big block of wood here that Dave downstairs made me, my friend. So you can get a better viewing of when I'm doing my stuff. But because I can't lift anything at the moment, it's very, very difficult for you to see things. So trying my best. But they're just on some weighing scales, that little tub, and then just 400 grams. Now that's 410. So that'll go back in the freezer. All I'll do with that is I'll get some strawberries and blackberries, put that in there. Now I add that extra on top of, she's supposed to have 250 grams of food a day, so that's 410. So all I'll do is take this up, and at the moment, because I'm new to this, it's trial and error, to be fair, guys. Now what Rohan, my vet, did say to me is she she's between 11 kilos, 11.7 and 11.8 kilos at the moment. And he said that's the perfect weight for her, Janine. So just keep weighing her. If she goes up, you're feeding her too much. If she goes down, you need to increase it. Now this is week 2 of me feeding her. So it's trial and error, to be fair, guys. We'll see what works, we'll see what doesn't. So she's just having some blackberries, some strawberries. This will lose some of its weight when it cooks in the microwave because there's water in it, isn't there? So, but yeah, that's what she'll have. And then the remainder, because she can't have these like little berries, they're not allowed them. All the black ones like that. So I'll keep the rest of that for myself. And to get her protein in, the rest of her protein, what I'll do is she will have some peanut butter, some chia seeds, some flax seeds. What else does she have with protein in? And the Greek yogurt's got protein in. So all I do with that now is add a tiny little bit of water, just a smidgen, because there's a lot of steam will come out of that when it's cooking. Put your lid on like that, and that'll go in the microwave for 3 minutes. So I want it al dente. I don't want it mushy for her. I want her to be able to chew it. So that just goes in the microwave 3 minutes, and that's on. Now, yeah, so do you know what? Sometimes I think in life, I know when I first started, I've got some black blueberries there for her as well. So yeah, you can just, like if you buy fruit, they can have apples, can't have anything citrus, and it's going off. Do you know, I mean, can't have eggs if they've got an allergy really, because they're close to the chicken family because they come out of chickens. But when I first started doing my baking and my cooking, I have to watch my accent there because I say cooking and baking, and if you're not from the Wirral or Liverpool, then you might think I'm talking double Dutch. So, but anyway, when I first started doing all this, I used to think, oh no, I'm too overwhelmed to do that, do the other. And now, I mean, I'm not doing anything at the moment because I can't do it. I'm doing Cece's food, obviously, because I've got to do it. But now, like, I just throw a load of biscuits together, and I always remember going into my mum's, God rest her soul, and her saying, and she'd just be baking, she'd go and making a cake, and I think, God, you know, like she's always doing something, but it's because it became the norm for her, so she wasn't overwhelmed by it, and that's what I always think. So now, I just think, yeah, I'll do this for Cece, and it might take me a bit of time, but that's 4 days food done. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying everyone can afford it. I know I'm fortunate. As I say, there's only me and Cece. I'm not one for going out. I'll go out for a meal with the girls. I don't drink. I vape. You know, most of my shopping's done in charity shops. So I do have that cash available to be able to feed her. Now, I'm not saying it's for everyone, because for some people money is tight, and I do appreciate that. But for me, this works, and if you are able to afford it, then it's nice to bring you along and see that it actually is achievable and it can be done, and it's not something that's going to take you an age to do. It's just, you know, it's doable. So the next thing is the salmon, again, which you get from Farm Foods. It comes in these pre-done bags. Now, you can do it in the oven if you want. I do it in the microwave. I know there's a lot of controversy about microwaves, but I've been microwaving for years and I'm alright. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, sometimes in life, I'm getting a new microwave delivered today, because it is knackered, my one. I've had it years, it's gone a bit rusty. Sometimes in life we can go down a rabbit hole, can't we, with stuff like the use of plastics and all that. You know what, we've got plastic in our brain, but you know, sometimes in life we have to be a bit realistic, don't we, and think, you know, some things I think I take on board and I think, yeah, you know, that's a plausible argument. Can I change that about myself? And sometimes I can't. And, you know, using plastic, and using the microwave is one thing I can't change, so I'm not going to think about that too much. Is that light bad in here? I'm just, bear with me. Might have to shut the door 1 second, guys. The light's coming in, isn't it, so I'll do that. So that equates to 423 grams. So all I'm going to do with that is that goes in there, the lid goes on the top. Get me. Now that's not quite cooked. There's a lot in there, isn't there? So I just do a trial and error. I'd rather undercook it at first and keep going back to the microwave rather than overcook it and she ends up with a load of mush. So that is that. And all really I do is, once that's cooked, is I just let them cool down and they stay in there and they go in the fridge. Now obviously the stuff I do add to it, she has some flax seeds, about half a spoon of that. Then she has a spoon of olive oil. The extra virgin, they say, is the best one. But if you can only get virgin, get virgin. Now see these bananas, they're on the tin and I'm not making me biscuits at the moment. So I'll probably have a banana butty, but she could have a little bit of a banana as a snack later on. Normally I give her carrots. After a tea, she'll have something for a supper when I have mine. She'll have a bit of carrot or something. Only because the doggy biscuits, even though they say, like, it'll say, sort of, I've got some here, bear with me. Oh, Abigail's going to take these. Abigail's my daughter, she's got 3 dogs. So see these Wag Treat cookies? Cookie bites enriched with vitamins and minerals with peanut butter and banana. So I bought them thinking that's okay. However, wheat, chicken, meal, chicken fat, you know, so straight away, you know, chicken, see, they're not going to work. You see, so now Abigail will have them for their pooches because they don't have allergies, but she'll eat a carrot. So if I was to do her meals and give her them, and you know, she'd be itchy coon, so she can't have them. I mean, you know, if your dog's allergy is just a grass and a pollen allergy, well then that might be good because there are some amazing foods out there, but with Cece it's not. So anything, I could get the Royal Canin Corn Canine, but I thought I might as well have a go of doing my own for her. And as I say, I've got time on my hands, guys. I'm on my own, do you know what I mean? I say I'm just about to go part-time, so I've got even more time on my hands. So, you know, I can do it and it keeps me busy and I like doing it, do you know what I mean? So that's that. So she'll have, am I going off on a tangent, aren't I? It's this Cody. So she'll have that, then she'll have some chia seeds, and then bit of peanut butter. Now this is in Aldi, it's $3.99, massive isn't it? But it's 100% peanuts and nothing else, so that she can have that. And these I get for myself, these are £3 in Aldi. It's a big massive bag, they last an age, so they're apricots that I can incorporate in. And again, something I get for myself, honey, she can have a bit of honey. So there's loads. That the main thing is getting the meat in, the fish. Now if you didn't want to get salmon, you could get cod. Again, farm foods do that, but for the price of the cod is the same as the salmon, guys. So yeah, the veggies, you can get offers 3 for 2, you know, on vegetables, and frozen is as fresh, if not fresher than fresh. So that's the vegetables done. I'm just gonna lob them back in the freezer, peeps. Oh, come on, Janine. That's be careful, I can't push. But... So they're cooked, all cooked, all nice and cooked. They'll just cool down, and then the salmon goes in then. Now we'll just leave the lid a tiny bit off the salmon, just so it's flush on the top. And they go in for 4 minutes. And it's trial and error, that's all it is. So, I know people watch CC, and I know that people subscribe because of CC. It's probably got more interest than I have, but that's fine. I'm glad that people like it as well, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, so that them carrots, just a little bit al dente, as is the cauliflower. So, all I'll do now is give that a little splosh with the knife. Now I don't mix it up too much because I wanted to eat it and enjoy it, and I can't do because I shouldn't be doing that with me arm. That hurts. Yeah, I think I just won't do that. That was a bit silly of me. So the thing with taking painkillers, isn't it? You know, when you take painkillers now, I think codeine's a strong painkiller. I don't normally take painkillers full stop, and it, you know, but it gives you this sort of sense of that you're okay when you're not, but I just felt that there then, so I'll just slow down a bit. But all I'll do is I'll cool that down, and then once the salmon's cooked, that'll cool down and it'll go in the fridge, and then I'll just weigh her portions out every day, and then she gets fed at 5 o'clock. So yeah, so I hope that's helped. You know, it is nice, it's a nice meal for her, and I know that it's helping her, and hopefully it will help with her gut, and she will start to itch. Now I did say the other day when I was doing something else, when I was talking about it, I think I put her tea out, that she's not been itching and scratching as much, so I can only keep my fingers crossed for her, can't I, guys, and hope that, you know, it is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this video now, and then tonight when I dish up for Cease, I'll show you it all in the bowl. But yeah, so I'll speak to you in a bit, guys. Mwah. Bye-bye. So, time to dish up Cease's bowl. Right, start with the salmon. So 1 piece of salmon in there. I'll put some of that juice in, but not a lot. So that's the juice off the salmon. That's that done. And that's coming out about 80 grams, because it does lose weight when you cook it. It does. Obviously there's water in there. So that's the salmon. And then next would be the vegetables. Now I'm aiming for 250 grams because that's what she should eat in the day. But bear in mind, she's going to have a bit of apple after for her supper. So that's 250 grams total what she should have in her treats in a day. In her food and her treats in a day, sorry. Oh gosh, just dropped a strawberry. Man overboard! So, just a mixture of everything in there for her. And then, I knew I'd forget something. Guys. I do. So, peanut butter is quite heavy. So, if you're going to give peanut butter, I mean, it's good for them, but it's very, very high in fat. So, she's at 226 now. But remember, I've put some moisture in there from so that's 6 grams. That tiny bit on the spoon is 6 grams. It's enough. It's trial and error. As I've said, I'm only starting with it. I've looked on the internet and it's hard to find an exact science. So, you know, the way I look at it is I'm getting the nutrients in for her. And it's a healthy mix, in my opinion. No, I'm not a nutritionist. But I spoke to the vet and he seemed to think that I was giving her a good mix and a good variety of food. that's the flax seeds as well. So the chia seeds, the flax seeds, and then some Greek yogurt. As I say, you could give a bit of honey. You add some kefir in, you could put some kefir on it, because that's good. That's good for a stomach. What else is there? And then the little bit of olive oil, which is a spoon of olive oil. So a little teaspoon of olive oil. Feel like I'm missing. Now I've got a bit of apple there as well. I give it a piece of apple this morning, so I've got a bit of that going as well. So that goes on there like that. For me, I'm not looking for an exact science. I'm looking to try and give it a healthy diet that will help with her gut. So that's my aim. You know, I've looked online, as I say, and it says give, 70% of this, 30% of that. But they all say different. So I spoke to my vet. I told my vet what I'm doing, and he seems to think that's a good decision, a good choice that I'm making for her. So I'll go with that, and I'll see how she gets on weight-wise. So I don't suppose in dog food you can say, I mean not the constitution, the makeup and the composition of it. Obviously they have to use weights and all that, but it has stuff like crude oil. We could go on forever. For me personally, think that this is a good mix for my CC. Big massive piece of salmon, got protein from the peanut butter, protein from the Greek yogurt, you've got a lot of fibre in there, you've got your flax seeds, your chia seeds, and some fruit, some strawberries and berries, and that's our apiquel. So that just goes in there like that. So what I'll do is and she's got her olive oil, which is healthy fats. So I'll just get that out the way. And I won't mix it up too much. I want the apiquel to be mixed, because I want that. Oh gosh, sorry, Cease. Flinging it all over to show you. Get that. Go on. She won't take it unless I go. Go on. I'm sorry, peeps. Go on then. Good girl. I've lost my train of thought now. So I won't mix it up too much. Just give it a little mush in, because I want her to be able to chew it and eat it, and work for her food as such, not just swallow it down. And if you know that French Bulldogs are they can be ganity, the fast eaters. So that's it. Just mix that in a little bit more. She's cleaned up down there now, so happy days, happy days. Happy days. So that's it. She doesn't want one of her mother's hairs. They come free. You know what, I've got a lot of hair. We get hairs, don't we? But I've got a dog, and if you've got a dog you get hairs, so I'm not too precious about that. So that's it. All mixed in, and then bear with me 1 minute, guys. Just pause you. Here she is, ready for it. CC, wait. And then we'll just, wait. Wait. Now she will wait. She's eager to get it. Come on. Good girl. Come on now. Good girl. Come on. Come on. Good girl. And there she goes. See, and then you can just see how much slower she actually eats. So yeah, I've got positive feelings about this, that it's going to work for her. I feel positive and happy that, see, she drops a bit on the floor, but she goes to the side and she enjoys it. Alright, guys. And what I did also want to say is that, the main focus is on the meat and the vegetables there within that meal. As I said before, if you've got, kids, or you have fruit, and you can have stuff like cottage cheese, and there's loads of things. If you looked in your fridge, you could, I think, feed them on a diet that is in your fridge, the only thing you'd have to make sure you always have is some sort of fish or protein. I'm sure you must get vegetarian dogs, but I don't know enough about that to comment. But it's like, I've just looked in the fridge then, I've got cottage cheese there. Cece essentially eats what I eat, you know, aside from what she can't eat, like citrus fruits, and there's some things she can eat. So I think that's what I'm just trying to say in a nutshell, that, you know, at first I felt overwhelmed by it and thought I can't do it and be able to sustain it, but she just eats what I eat, really. So, okay, it cost me a bit more, you know, and I've covered that. I've said I can afford it, but from a stress point of view, or a point of view where I think I have to buy all these extra ingredients, I don't really, because she does eat what I eat, you know. Only she has salmon every day and I don't. So that's my little feed of Cece and how I make her meals, and, you know, how and why I'm doing it, and just to show you that, you know, it's not that difficult to do. Yeah, it can be expensive, and respect to the people who can't afford it. As I said before, I can, unfortunately I can, but just wanted to show you that. Alright guys, so as I always say, take care of yourself, love yourself, look after yourself, and be kind to yourself. Mwah.